I had these. Spogs. They're like, I think they were like little, yeah, like little circular, like buttons.
Circular?
Circular. Like cardboard. I'm right.
Day. Where are the heroes? Soon as they get here, everything will be alright. I need a hero. Someone superhuman who can come and save my life.
Cardboard thingies. They were actually useless. Spog. Yeah, I started around like 94. I started around 94, so that's why I'm just like.
Oh, so you came in after the big boom.
Yes.
You're a baby boomer.
Yeah. Yeah?
Yeah, in comic world.
Yeah. I mean, like, you know, I pretty much started Batman with Bane. Bane era. And that's why I like Nightfall so much. It's not even because
so you came in when Batman was just lickety split. He was out of there. For a
yeah,
while.
he got smoked, and then it was Azrael. And Batman was just like Professor Xaviering it up, and Train came back. That was cool. But I just remember the what was the issue? Batman was it 600, 500, 700? Yeah, that cover like blew my mind. And that's when I got into Spawn. You know, it was like.
So you didn't get into the beginning, like issue 1.
No, like I got into. When did I get into it?
Maybe like around issue 20 or something.
Exactly. Yeah, I remember getting. Oh, what issue was it? I think it was issue, maybe a little later than 20, because I think it was like issue 32.
Were you collecting every issue after that?
I kept like getting, because I was young, so we went to the comic shop whenever I was with my dad. And I went to the Bronx comic shop, and I was never there, obviously, on New Comic Book Day, so I would have to just get any books I saw. And I got to the point where I was like, all right, I'm going to get all of the Spawns. And so I hit comic shop. Even when I was younger, I was hitting comic shops in Westchester. I think I went to Jersey once, just trying to find all of them, and then I completed them. And I had these.
Up to what number?
Like when I actually completed it, when I actually filled up all the spots, and I was all caught up, it was like 80 something. And I had filled up all the spots, and the comic book owner, which my father knew because he worked on his car, he gave me these really old metal comic book like liners or whatever. It was just like, yeah, and I put all the books in there, and then we had a house fire, and they all got water damaged.
I'm so sorry.
It's okay, man, it happens.
Oh, I didn't know the story was gonna go this way.
Yeah,
I'm so
it sucks. I remember there was one issue that always eluded me, and that was issue 63. It was a really cool cover. It was a Capullo cover where Spawn actually had his regular human, like Al Simmons face on it, and he had 2 guns, and there was maggots everywhere. It was a really cool cover. And we just concluded that we couldn't find it because it was probably just dumb luck, but we couldn't find it because or dumb unluck. We couldn't
found it eventually.
Yeah. So I ended up finding it by my father called in a favor to like this, like I don't know. He said it was like an auctioneer or something, but I can't imagine it was that. And he found it for me, and we think it was eluding us because that was when the movie came out. But yeah, that was a lot of fun. That was really cool. And then
you like the movie?
Oh, when I was a kid, yeah. I had all the Spawn figures and all the movie figures I was looking for. But when I was a kid, I really enjoyed the movie. You watch it now, it's a little rough, but I still like it.
What about Spawn did you like so much? What was it about?
What about Spawn I liked? I think the art drew me in.
McFarlane?
Yeah, it was McFarlane at first, and then Capullo was just Capullo completely like changed everything for me. Where it was just like, oh, art can be like this. I don't know. For some reason, his art hit me like hard. Like I remember looking at issue 50, and I was just like, this is insane. Like seeing Spawn's like face get. I still those couple pages where his face gets ripped off, and it's just like a more skeletal face with the long teeth and everything, and it was so cool to me. And yeah, it was definitely the art and just like, I don't know, I like tortured characters. But yeah, Spawn was super amazing to me. That's why anytime Capullo comes back on the book, I'll just, even though I'm not getting Spawn because it's just too many books, I'll just like, I'll get the Capullo issue.
You know a new movie's coming out, right?
New movies.
Spawn?
Yeah, new movies have been coming out for about 25
I think
years
that
now.
started.
Yeah, but I remember reading about a new movie in Wizard in like 1999 or 2000, and I was just like, whoa, this is gonna be crazy.
Okay.
And then you know, like the new what the newest thing is, you know, they casted Jamie Foxx, and I was like, okay, that's cool. I still think Michael Jai White would be a good pick. I really liked his Spawn.
Yeah.
I did. He sells like the badass military guy.
Yeah, I don't see why they just don't bring him back.
Me neither.
Just do another, like a sequel. Not like
Yeah.
a sequel, but like,
Yeah.
all right.
You could do like a reimagining with him and just
Even
you
keep
know.
it the same way. Like,
Yeah, no.
Spawn years later,
Listen,
you know what I mean?
you can't not say that the makeup in that Spawn movie wasn't incredible.
I thought it was good.
It was incredible. I love practical effects, and that really stuck with me too. And even when I was a kid and I saw the cape, I was like, but you know, it was a product of the time. I mean, I thought it was really ambitious of them to actually make the living cape.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
that's just hard. That would be hard now.
Yeah. You watched the animated show?
Oh yeah, Keith David, he's incredible, and that's, you know how you say like Kevin Conroy is, that's my Batman. Like Keith David's my Spawn, and that was such a great show. Like that should have got a few other
HBO.
seasons. Yeah, they should have got a few other seasons. Do you remember you watched it, right?
Mm-hmm.
Do you remember the beginning, like episodes where it's like McFarlane's in the beginning, and he's just like trying to act like really badass. It's so funny. He's like in this warehouse, just drawing, and he's just like, "What if you?" And it's just like, "Well, you show me the cartoon." It was just really weird, but
Very 90s.
yes, very 90s. But I love that, and I love that they, anytime, I don't know, when Spawn was in Mortal Kombat, they brought Keith David back because they were like, "There's no way you can't do anything else." It was a different voice actor in Soul Calibur though, but he did a really good job. Yeah, Spawn was a huge part of my childhood for sure.
I can feel the energy flow. So intense how the energy glow. When my energy low, that's when my enemy show.